Are you sick and tired of all these Dragapults and Gardevoir decks that take their time to slowly and meticulously set everything up so they can bring everything down on your head at the very last moment? Don't you wish that you could just be discarding all of their cards in their deck while they try to set up? Well then Wugtrio plus Ignition Energy just might be the deck for you, and it just might be the best mill deck that we have access to in the meta right now. What is up? Welcome back to the Totodile gang, the friendliest gang in all of Pokemon, or if you're new around here, welcome in, and today we are talking about what very well could be the best mill deck in the meta, Wugtrio. Now that we have the Ignition Energy, let's talk about it. So, people have been trying to make Wugtrio and its attack Undersea Tunnel work for a long time. But I think now with the Ignition Energy, we finally have the means to make this deck function well enough to compete. Undersea Tunnel takes 3 colorless energies, but it allows you to discard up to 9 cards because you flip 3 coins, and for every heads that you land, you get to discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Now this inevitably leads to a ton of luck and coin flipping that will determine your wins and losses in this deck. So if you don't like an inconsistent deck, Wugtrio is not for you. Up until Black Bolt White Flare, this deck has had a great issue in getting the energies they need to get this deck going correctly. They used to use double turbos and reversals, but it just wasn't quite enough. But now that we have the Ignition Energy, that helps smooth things over quite a bit in the early game. And also, you can only have 4 of one special energy in your deck. So you can only have 4 reversals, but now we're also able to play 4 Ignition Energies, making it much more likely that you will get that energy that you need when you need it. Another huge addition from Black Bolt White Flare was Hilda, and this card really is the core of this deck. You were able to go get an evolution Pokemon, be it a Wugtrio, be it a Drakloak. That's super clutch. And you're able to go get a special energy, so that's just all you need. We run 3 Arvens, we run 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, we run 2 Artazons, we get our Wigletts down, and then you just need a Hilda, and that provides you the rest of what you need. Even if you're tied on prize cards, you can just go get an Ignition Energy and a Wugtrio. You evolve the Wugtrio, you slap the Ignition Energy on, use the Undersea Tunnel attack, and then the Ignition Energy just discards after that. Now I've already mentioned it, but we do run Drakloak as our draw engine. In fact, we run a 4-4 count of Dreepy Drakloak just to make sure we have plenty of ways to draw cards, because other than that, it's pretty tough to get what you need unless you just top deck your Hilda, top deck your Counter Catcher, or whatever else you might need in that moment. And because we don't take any prize cards, we don't run any boss's orders. So our whole angle to kind of stall is just using our 3 counter catchers, gusting up a Pokemon that has a high retreat cost and hopefully can't attack us, or at least can't one-hit KO us. And then we use Gravity Gemstone to make that retreat just a little bit higher and make it a little bit tougher for them to get that Pokemon out of the active. And our other main way of stalling is our A-Spec Neutralization Zone. This just feels natural here. Make it much tougher on our EX opponents. Late in the game, throw Neutralization Zone up there, hopefully after you've already discarded all of their stadiums, ideally, and then you can put Neutralization Zone up with no worry of it getting knocked out, and then you're forcing them to use their single prize attackers, if they have them, to take us out. Another huge Black Bolt White Flare addition to this deck is Tool Jammer. This is huge against the poison decks. Anything that has the ancient booster that allows it to work really well. Taking out a future booster capsule off an Iron Thorn so we can trap it. That type of stuff Tool Jammer is huge for. Sorry, Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper is huge for. And we're also using Sacred Ash. We don't play any basic energies, it's all special energies, so there's no need for us to play a Super Rod, so Sacred Ash is just much better for our purposes. We can just grab 3 Wiglets and 2 Wugtrios out of the discard and toss them back in the deck. Really nasty. Another super fun inclusion is the supporter Hassel. Now this is a big way of us getting the cards that we need. We can only use it if one of our Pokemon was knocked out on the previous turn, but we run a single prize low HP deck, so they're getting knocked out often. Then you're able to look at the top 8 cards. Pick 3 of them, get them in your hand, and then shuffle the rest back into the deck. Being able to pick 3 cards out of that 8 is really nice and can often just kind of solve your problem, because you're able to see a bunch of cards and then you get to just kind of choose what you actually need out of there. And of course, a deck that doesn't knock anybody out would be incomplete if you didn't have at least one Xerosic Machinations, so that late in the game, when your opponent has just a ridiculously comically large hand, you can Xerosic Machinations them down to 3 cards, which is just devastating. But yeah, there is not that much to this deck. It's pretty simple. You'll see in the gameplay, it is a pretty dang straightforward deck, and it's not going to be very consistent. I will say the setup is pretty consistent. There wasn't a time in the gameplay where I didn't get my Wugtrio out when most of the time when I needed it. The big issue was flipping the coins, and especially on the app, where every once in a while it'll give you a game where it just doesn't flip heads for you, like, at all. That's devastating. I think in real life, this Wugtrio mill deck would actually be more consistent, because a die roll is actually 50-50, and the app is just not. We know it's not. It never is. It never has been. It's a computer. And so every once in a while, and obviously that'll happen in real life, every once in a while you'll just not be rolling heads. But like, in the app, it's so over-exaggerated where you can just tell you're not going to flip heads, and then you're not going to flip heads, and then you're not going to flip heads. And that's not that much fun. But man, when you are flipping heads, Wugtrio Mill is insane. In terms of matchups, before we get into the deck list, let's talk about that. For good matchups, we have all of the slow-moving decks / decks that have Pokemon with high retreat costs that are not attackers. These are the poison decks. Thanks to Tool Scrapper, we can take out a couple ancient booster capsules, make it tougher on them to poison us. And then obviously a lot of them do have Latias, so that kind of goes out the window. But if they have a evolved Pokemon with a high retreat cost, that's beautiful for us. Anything we can trap, any like all EX attacker decks, we're feeling good into those. Again, anything that gets going slow, we have a much better chance. And we can take out the Raging Bolts, the Typhlosions, the stuff that does tend to get up and going pretty quick. Not even Typhlosion, but things that get up and going pretty quick and or attack for low energy costs. We have a chance to beat those if we're flipping our heads. But we have a much better chance into the Dragapults, the slow-moving Charizards, the decks that really take a while to get going. And as I mentioned, our bad matchups are going to be the ones that get going quick, that don't use a lot of energies, or have all attackers in their deck. It's kind of similar to Snorlax Stall, where like the more non-attackers a deck has, the higher chance we'll win, because that gives us more gust options without fear of being knocked out. Alright, let's take a look at this deck list that we're going to be playing with today. We of course run 4 Wiglets, 4 Wugtrios. As I mentioned, we do run a 4/4 line of Dreepy Drakloak as well, just maximum efficiency in terms of trying to get cards down. We also have a Cleffa if we are struggling early game. Cleffa's nice because it not only has free retreat, but you can just toss him up there, and then if you do get a Wugtrio, if you do get that energy you need, you can retreat into him, and if you don't, you can just Cleffa, draw some cards, hopefully set yourself up better for the future. And we do play a Shaymin to help protect our bench from the Baby Bolts and the Grimmsnarls of the world. Now for items, as you can see, again, we're trying to go maximum efficiency. We got 4 Buddy-Buddies. We even have 1 Nest Ball if, just try to give us even another basic Pokemon retriever. We only have 2 Ultra Balls, so every once in a while that will, come back to bite us. But we do play 4 Hildas that can go get us. That's essentially an Ultra Ball plus a Special Energy Retriever as well. So that's kind of why we can get away with only running 2 Ultra Balls, is because we do run into Hildas quite often. And as I mentioned before, we got no bosses orders, but we do run 3 counter catchers because we don't take knockouts. So once they take 1 knockout, all of our counter catchers are better than bosses orders because we can use a supporter and a counter catcher in the same turn. And since we don't run any basic energies, Sacred Ash, it just makes a ton of sense. Tool Scrapper here is huge to just disrupt the poison decks, disrupt the decks that rely on tools to help retreat their Pokemon. Honestly, that's probably bigger, is taking out the Future Booster energy capsules on like Future Box decks so that they can no longer free retreat. And since we, again, don't take any knockouts, we need to run the Redeemable Ticket in case we prize our Neutralization Zone, or like a bunch of our special energies, or like multiple Wugtrios. Redeemable Ticket is huge, but knowing when to use Redeemable Ticket is more important. You don't want to use it early. You want to make sure you either have all of your Wugtrios or most of your Wugtrios in your hand, on the board, or in the discard while you Redeemable Ticket, just so there's not even a chance that you screw yourself over by using Redeemable Ticket. Since special energies and stadiums like Neutralization Zone and even Artazon are very, very important to us, we do run 1 Colress's Tenacity to go grab us an Ignition Energy, grab us a Reversal Energy, and if we need it, go grab Neutralization Zone and start stalling. As far as supporters that give us a new hand, we do run 2 Ionos for a little bit of hand disruption and 1 Research if we just need a whole new hand. And then from Black Bolt White Flare, we do run 1 Air Balloon, so we can at least get a Drakloak, a Shaymin that's trapped up in the active out of there for free. And then the next one we'd have to waste an energy on. But because we only play 8 energies total, we have to be very careful if we are going to use an energy for retreat. Like that hurts. That hurts us a lot. But yeah, that is the list that we're going to be using today. It's super fun. It's not very consistent, but holy hell. If you are flipping your heads, this deck is unreal because it does actually get set up pretty dang consistently now that we have Hilda, now that we have Sacred Ash, now that we have Tool Scrapper. Like, these are big additions that make this deck a lot better, especially Ignition Energy. Forgot about that. Ignition Energy makes this deck a million times better because now we have 2 special energy options that we can use to power up a Wugtrio instantly in reversal once they've taken a prize card, and now Ignition even if they haven't taken a prize card. So that is so big, and this might be a deck that I put together for fun, take to challenges, take to local like tournaments. I don't think I'd ever use this in a cup. I know I'm never going to use this in a regional, because when you're relying on coin flips that much, it gets ridiculous. It gets ridiculous. I like using a coin flip on a crushing hammer, but rolling 3 dice every time you attack is crazy. And then sometimes that attack will just do nothing, and then that whole turn of setup could just be absolutely wasted, and then they're gonna knock out your Wugtrio next turn. So again, not a very consistent deck, but an ultra fun deck, and a deck that is actually viable now that we have Ignition Energy. You might not win, but you'll get a whole heck of a lot closer to winning than you did in the past with this deck. Alright, let's get into some gameplay. Let's see how Wugtrio can work, and I mean, shoot, I guess we just cross our fingers and hope for heads. Okay, and our opponent will be going first for this first game. It's okay. I think, honestly, we kind of prefer to go first. Just to, because we only need to evolve into a stage 1, and we're not attacking on the first turn. So, going second's not the worst thing, though. We're going to be able to use Hilda or Arven. We'll see what we want. And we got 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffins out already, so we're feeling pretty good in terms of being able to get our Pokemon down, which is nice. This Wiglett is going to get knocked out by Fanrotom, though, next turn, so We gotta be a little wary of that. But that is all they're getting down. I'm assuming this is Raging Bolt. That would make sense. Let's go for as many Wiglett as we can. And a couple of direct. Well, okay, so we prized 1 Wiglett, so yeah. We'll just do 3 Wiglett and 2 Dreepy. Let's just go ahead and have this in our hand for next turn. Maybe I should have just Arven'd actually. We'll put a reversal energy down on one of them. No, but then if they have Gust, then they can just go get that one. Well, let's grab reversal anyways and just call that good. Is it a little silly? Yeah, but I'm assuming they're gonna have to boss or Crispin or do something other than Iono on this turn, and then we'll be able to just hold on to that reversal and use Hilda again next turn and just get 2 Wugtrios down after this initial guy's about to get knocked the fuck out. But yeah, this is a really fun deck. Okay, they got rid. Okay, wow, they had to get rid of a Noctowl just to go get their Teal Mask. That's rough. That's rough. They probably have another Noctowl in hand, but still, that always hurts a little bit. Yep, there it is. They didn't get Ditto on their first turn. I don't really know why. They could have gotten Ditto out, but I guess maybe they want to keep Fanrotom in the active. But what'd they get for the supporter there? Nothing. Just an Area 0 and a Nest Ball. Okie dokie. What are they gonna get out here? I could see like another Hoot Hoot or okay, Slitherwing. Fair enough. Wugtrio is only 90 HP. So yeah, just get out all their single prizers so that Neutralization Zone won't be able to affect them too bad. So now is when we stall. So because we used that Hilda last turn, we can use Arven this turn to go get a Counter Catcher and a Gravity Gemstone, bring Noctowl up into the active, and then all of a sudden he's stuck there for hopefully a little bit. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait until we get an Artazon. Oh, and we got the Counter Catcher. Okay. So now comes the difficult decision of do we Hilda or do we not? I feel like we don't. I feel like we hold on to Hilda and just still use Arven here. Or Hassel. We could use Hassel. I'd rather the Gemstone, but Hassel's nice to have. Hassel's nice to have. Rather get that Gemstone out, and then we could Counter Catcher again, or we could just have Sacred Ash ready to go to get our Wugtrio and then our 2 Wigletts into the back into the deck. Alright. Noctowl has been trapped. See how many heads we can flip. This is always what I don't like about this deck, is that you're relying on the head flips. Alright, 1, 2. Alright, that's great. 2 heads is awesome. That's 6 cards, 2 of which are just solid pink. So fun. I love how this game is definitely not broken. Just don't get to know what those cards are. We just don't get to know what those cards are because the app decided that we don't get to. We don't deserve it. We're not good little boys. And we don't deserve to know what cards we actually discard. It's bullshit. Pokemon, get your shit together. This app sucks. Y'all are literally... this is a rant that's going to happen in every single one of my videos at this point. Y'all are literally the most valuable media franchise on the fucking planet. But we cannot get a half-decent app. Can't get a half-decent app. No, that would be too difficult. That would be too difficult. We need an app that we can make all of the money off of, and then we'll break it every single goddamn time we update it. We'll just break it. We'll fully break it, and that's fine. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, I'm hoping to get them, to try to make them use a Crispin to get this Noctowl out of the active. That would be so funny. Be so funny. Prime Catcher. Alright, fair enough. But who are they gonna... Do they have a Sada? Oh, those are energies. Okay, so so all of the energies, these must be like the new hollows or something. They are not loading. They are not loading. Wow. Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ. How is this app this goddamn broken? How? So there were 2 grass energies. So now we know because they got them out. Oh, all of the energies are like this. Sick. That's so cool. That's so fun. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ. This app is ridiculously, comically bad. This app is comically bad. Like, I couldn't make an app this bad if I tried. And I don't know how to make fucking apps. Crazy. Legitimately crazy. Ah, this app sucks. Go ahead and just get our 2 Wiglets back. We got 2 Sacred Ash, so I feel like it's worth it right now. And we'll just Hassel. Buddy-Buddy, yes please. Reversal, yes please. Xerosic for next turn if we don't have to use Hilda, maybe? Oh wait, no, we need to knock the Area 0. Yep, there we go. Need to knock the Area 0. Go grab 3 Wiglets. Because Baby Bolt is able to snipe now. Oh wait, we have Shaymin, don't we? T. Never mind, we're good. Forgot about that. They might have boss, so we'll hold off on the reversal energy. And then let's just undersea tunnel. Don't want to waste a reversal if they do have a boss. Let's go! That's another 6 cards. Oh, those are big too. The Sada especially. Sada, Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel, Judge, and Raging Bolt. All decent discards, especially the Sada, the Ultra Ball, the Judge, and the Earthen Vessel. Not bad at all. Alright, and there's their, hopefully, second Area 0. How many Raging, Jesus Christ, how many Area 0s are Raging Bolt decks playing right now? Typically 2. Oh, but they also have a Jamming Tower, maybe. They also have a Jamming Tower, maybe. But I think this is where we probably knock their Area 0. Any chance we discarded their Jamming Tower? No, of course not. See if we can get a Wugtrio off this Drakloak. That'd be pretty nice. Counter Catcher's also quite nice, though. We'll take that. We'll take that. Trap one of them Noctowls up in the active. We already have 1 reversal, so yeah, we'll just get a second one. And then we'll have Hassel for next turn if they figure out the knockout, and if they don't, we're chilling. Alright. Do we knock the Area 0? I think we have to. I think we have to force them to get their Slitherwing or get this Raging Bolt fully powered up. And then they're probably going to remove the Noctowl from the board. Yeah. So, it's okay. It's alright. We'll take it. They're out of Area 0s. They probably have a Jamming Tower left, but maybe we can discard it right here. Heads. 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 Okay, dude, we're out of the 3 attacks. We've been 2 heads, 1 tails every time, and there goes a Crispin and some energies. Let's go. The pink energies. Alright, so they had 1 energy in hand. Fair enough. Fair enough. But they're going to need... Oh, so they probably have Jamming Tower in hand as well. Maybe. Or maybe they made a mistake there, but... Oh, they conceded. They did not have Jamming Tower. Neutralization Zone did it for us. That's game 1 of Wugtrio, baby. We got lucky with the coin flips there. That will not happen every time. 6 coin flips won. That's huge. On to game 2. I really do think we just want to go first. Just get our Wiglets down, get our Dreepies down, maybe attach for turn if we can, or just mulligan. Or we'll just mulligan and fully reveal to them what deck we're playing. But mulligans aren't that bad because, again, our whole goal is to get all of their cards out of their deck. So, mulliganing, as far as punishments go, is not the worst thing. And we only had to take one, so we're not giving them too much. And then we have Artazon, we have Arven. Obviously, we're going first, so we're just going to have to Artazon. Maybe we'll top deck a Buddy-Buddy, but Iron Thorns. Okay. This we should play pretty decently into. There's nothing for them to block, so we're just going to be milling as much as humanly possible. How do we prize a Wiglett every time? I don't know if there's been a time that we haven't prized at least a Wiglett. That's crazy. It's crazy. So now we're a bit behind because now we kind of need a Hilda. Alright, so definitely Crustle. Yeah, definitely Crustle Iron Thorns. So it's just going to depend on how quickly they can get their stuff set up versus how quickly we can mill them. Will be the determining factor here. No Crispin. No Crispin. Don't get a Crispin. Please don't have a Crispin. Okay, Arven's cool. We're cool with Arven. Oh, but then they can get Turbo Energize off that. Okay, whatever. Yeah, our whole goal here is just... There's Crispin. Let them set up one Crustle. Try to boss up the other, or try to counter catcher up the other one once they do get it going. Go from there. At least we'll be able to evolve into Drakloak here. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, go into the Iron Thorns, and then you can Volt Cyclone and then move that energy off. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, even if he's gonna get knocked out, I think it's worth it. Maybe I should have reconned first. Let's recon directive, see if we can get ourselves a Hilda or something. Okay, alright. In that case, let's just Cleffa maybe. Do that, grab our Air Balloon. Get out Cleffa and another Wiglett. You can attach a reversal to one of our Wiglets. If they have a boss, good for them. Well, yeah. Do that. Gravity Gemstone on a different one, just spread it out. We'll not Redeemable Ticket just yet. We'll hold off until we have some more Wugtrios in our hand. Alright, Ultra Ball, 2 Buddy-Buddies. Ultra Ball is the big thing. Ultra Ball was a large portion of what I needed. Or a Wugtrio. Just a Wugtrio would have been nice too, but can't get what you want all the time. Hey, and they're using Arven, so no boss. That's good. We want them to take this knockout. My lighter is not working. We want them to take this knockout so that we can use Hassel next turn. Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, you're just going to give that to me. Let's recon. Get an Iono out. I might Ultra Ball that away. Ultra Ball away. Buddy-Buddy and Iono. Make sure we have a Wugtrio. And yeah, I think since we have all 4 in there, I'm going to hold off on that Redeemable Ticket until a little bit later. We'll evolve him. Then we'll just give him a new hand here. Can also get another Dreepy down with Artazon. Well, there's another Dreepy. Well, might as well just grab one anyways. Thin out the deck a little bit further. And that is our turn, unfortunately. We'll do reversals on both of those. And then we can Hilda for an Ignition Energy next turn. Dang it. There it is. I was like, dude, I swear I'm going to get it off Cleffa. There it is. Thankfully, they're already like halfway through their decks. They've done a good job of milling it for us. They're not, yeah. There it is. There's the boss. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. It's okay. Volt Cyclone. Which crustal are you moving it to? There you go. I'm going to counter catcher up the other one. Do they have different luxurious capes on? Yeah, I was like, why are they playing two different luxurious capes? Very odd. Very odd stuff. Alright. So now the counter catcher is in play. Grab him. Use Hilda. Get him in a reversal. Some point we'll want to get Sacred Ash and probably Redeemable Ticket out. Give me another Hilda. Can never have too many Hildas. I think I'm just gonna hold off on getting anything else on the bench, and let's hit him with the first undersea tunnel. Heads. 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 No! No! So that right there, my people. Alright, you don't have to be giving me the thumbs up. I'll give you a thumbs up. They gotta switch. Look at you go. Look at you go. But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, every once in a while you're gonna hit 0 heads off the coin flip, and it's just how she goes, baby. It's just how she goes. It's not gonna work every time, unfortunately. Wish it would. That'd be cool. But it won't. Alright, let's see what we can get off these Drakloaks. Because if we can get a counter catcher, then we can get an Arven for a we can Arven for us. Ah, dang it. Alright, Redeemable Ticket's okay too. That'll work as well. Let's go grab a counter catcher first. Gemstone. Then we'll Redeemable Ticket. Then we can get that last Wiglett on the bench here. Eventually, it would be nice to get Neutralization Zone out, honestly. Bring him up. And then, yeah, if you have Crispin, Crustal, you know, whatever. Ah, he doesn't. He doesn't. Let's go. Let's go. Do we put another Dreepy down? Nah, let's hold off. Let's hold off. Alright. Hit me at least 1 heads. Come on, buddy. There it is. There it is. Alright, 3 cards gone. Give me a Crispin. There's a Crustal. There's a Crustal. We finally hit a heads. And it was a boss, a counter catcher, a Pokemon catcher, and a Crustal. Which are solid. Those are solid gets for us. Because they could boss up Drakloak. And I mean, we just have to attach an Ignition. But that's fine. Alright. That's probably what they're gonna do here. Yep. I feel like I know what's coming. And then Ascension. There you go. Alright, so we'll just Ignition Energy, go into Gravity Gemstone, or go into probably this Wiglett. No, we can't, because we have to attach to this guy. Alright, that's fine. Retreat. I think we just Hilda. What are you giving me? Why are you doing the emotes, bro? You're not quirky, you're not cool. I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to break this to you, but why are you doing that? Let's go Drakloak. I guess now we'll throw the Dreepy down. Recon. Give me a Sacred Ash. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Give me at least 2 heads. Give me at least 2 heads to make up for the earlier. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now we're even. Now we're even. And there goes a decent amount of stuff. An energy, an Arven, Iono, a Boss, a Nest Ball, and an Iron Thorns. Not that they would ever put it down, but and an Iron Thorns. There's their last energy that they need. Alright. Superb Scissors. Now I think we Hassel. Try to go find our last counter catcher. Get this baby up. So we should be spreading them thin on energies at this point, at least by a little bit. Should be one more counter catcher. There's a Sacred Ash. We take that. We take that. Tool Scrapper really doesn't matter. Buddy-Buddy. And we'll grab Xerosic. And we need to get a counter catcher off of our 2 Drakloaks now. Go ahead and Sacred Ash. Get everybody back in. Artazon for a Wiglett. And then we have all of these Drakloaks to find a counter catcher. It's not necessary, but it'd be nice. Alright. Grab that. Come on, baby. Come on. That's fine. At least force them to not take us out with an Iron Thorns, whatever. Come on, baby. Jesus Christ. Alright, so we'll have it next turn with Arven. So might as well just Ignition here, not waste a reversal. Because they're going to knock me out anyways. Come on, 3 heads. 2 heads. 1 head. Jesus Christ! No! This is not the time for that! Fuck you, Pokemon app. I love how we hit 2 heads on all of our attacks on the first round. And then now we just can't do anything. Gosh dang it. Gosh diggity darn it. So yeah, we'll have Arven. Oh, but we also need to get a Wiglett. But we should be able to get that off Drakloak. And we have another Sacred Ash. So again, they need to take 3 more knockouts, or we need to not deck ourselves out in this time frame. Okay. Wiglett. Artazon. Artazon for a Wiglett. Give me a Wugtrio off top deck. Thank you. How many energies do we have left? How many times can we use this gosh darn attack? 2 more ignitions. So we have 3 opportunities to use this attack. And then we have to Arven for hopefully our last counter catcher. I guess it could be in the shoot. I did forget about that. I shuffled it back into the deck, or into the prize cards with the redeemable ticket. Dang it. And we do not play any bosses. So this Crustle is up here for the rest of the time. Which means we have 2 more turns to mill 20 cards. So I think we might be screwed here because of how badly we got fucked on all of my coin flips in this round. So that's a bummer. It's a bummer. Honestly, this is a pretty bad matchup for us if they get their stuff up and going like they did. So, all in all, it is what it is. We'll see if they make a mistake and if we can get 3 heads here. Nope, but at least 2. We'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, I think we're just kind of screwed, unfortunately. I think we're just kind of screwed. We would need them to draw 4 cards this turn, which is not going to happen. Just not going to happen. And now they have their other Dwebble fully... Oh, no, they have Iron Thorns fully powered up. But Iron Thorns is free retreat, so we couldn't even trap him. Yep, I think that is unfortunately going to be an L. And that's just on the coin flips. Like, I'm definitely going to include this footage because it was still a good game. We got the deck running the way we needed it to. We just needed to hit 2 more heads. 2 or 3 more heads in this round. And then we would have won, like, easily. Like, we got so many undersea tunnels off. And this is why Wugtrio's never been my favorite mill deck, is because of the inconsistency. You just can't count on it. You just can't count on it. Every once in a while, it'll go crazy for you and get you a decent amount of mil. But this is why I like Great Tusk. You know, it's just more consistent. And even though Wugtrio does have the Ignition Energy, which is great, if you're not flipping your heads, you got no chance. But we'll get another game in. Let's go to game 3. Let's get it going. Going first, of course, trying to get that undersea tunnel off turn 2. Let's see if we can do it. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to actually flip some heads this time. And not have like multiple undersea tunnels be 0 for 3. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I like how we've gotten a game where our coin flipping was very, very good, and we've gotten a game where our coin flipping was very, very bad. And we still had, we were still close in that Crustal game. We had a chance. It just didn't work out. Sorry, had something in my mouth. Little Scooby snacks or something. Honestly, fantastic start. Really cannot ask for a better start here. Yep, little bit of weed in my mouth. Gotta love the filters that just let a little bit through sometimes. And sometimes it just depends on the weed too, if it's just a little too small. Come on, lighters. God damn it. Need some new lighters. But yeah, this Wugtrio deck is so freaking fun. Not the most consistent. Would not recommend this to be like your top competitive deck or whatever. Bro, why are all energies pink right now? At least for like, I'm assuming this is Raging Bolt. At least for like Raging Bolt decks. Watch. This is 100% Raging Bolt. I've made up my mind. No chance it's anything else. 100% Raging Bolt, just from the energy and the judge. I already know. And the Mew, I guess, but yep. Look, like it's that's so indicative of kind of a boring meta. When you see the first 3 cards played and you instantly go, "Oh yeah, this is that." That's not a very fun meta to exist in. Also, not a very fun meta to exist in is one where we don't get to see what type of fucking energies they get. So fun. No way. They Ultra Ball away their Prime Catcher? That's wild. That is wild. I mean, I guess they got their Sada out of it, so they're going to take this knockout, but like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, yeah. It worked out for him, I guess. But still. Oh, so they run Ultra Balls, so they have to be running the Noctowl variant. So yeah, I'm assuming that's what they're gonna get here. Get a little hoot action down. Cause I'm just waiting for Latias to come down, you know. Ooh, okay, there's Koraidon. Really expected a hoot there. So we probably just gust up Squawk and hope they don't get Latias. I think is our best bet. We can't put Area 0, or not Area 0, can't put Neutralization Zone down this early, unfortunately. I wish we could. Oh, Buddy-Buddy, here's quite nice. Quite nice. Dude, do we prize? No, okay, we didn't prize a Wiglett. We're good. We're good. It's like, man, do we prize a Wiglett like every time? He's the only one that they can't knock me out with in one go. Let's grab... Oh, and we prized our Shaymin, of course. Cool. In a huge matchup for Shaymin, we prize our Shaymin. Sick. Alright, just hit a heads or 2 for me. Just at least one. At least one. At least one. Okay, thank you. And there goes an area 0. Oh, that's actually huge. That's actually huge. There goes an area 0. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. We take that. We take that all day. And then we can Colress for... Man, maybe I should have gotten a Cleffa out there. I was thinking about getting Cleffa instead of Dreepy, in case we couldn't get like a decent top deck next turn. I think I maybe should have done that. Y'all enjoying the lovely sirens we're hearing in the background? So pleasing to the ears, you know. So pleasing to the ears. And they have a Nest Ball for Latias. So we cannot trap at all. Fuck. Okay. We gotta push forward a Dreepy, unfortunately. Oh, they're gonna be Snipe. No, they're Unrelenting Onslaught. We're good. We're good. I was like, for a second I thought that was Baby Bolt. It's not. It's Koraidon. So we'll push Dreepy. We got a Buddy-Buddy. We'll hold off on that. We'll go get Cleffa, unfortunately. And... do we give them this knockout, or do we Colress? We won't grab Neutralization Zone yet. I don't want them to even know that we have it. We prized an Ignition Energy, and they're going to be taking knockouts constantly. Let's get rid of an Ignition. I don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten a stadium at all there. Yeah, absolutely should have gotten Cleffa up last turn. That was stupid on my part. Honestly, I kind of thought it was Baby Bolt, and so I didn't even think about it. That was dumb. That was dumb. Okay. I'm trying to think of a decent way out of this, because they're just going to be hitting us with Raging Bolt, so we need to... Okay, fuck you. Thankfully we have Sacred Ash. We need to just get there... Wait, you can't use Hammer in, bro. Oh, they're just putting energies down for Bolt, I guess? I don't know. We need to get their Area Zeros gone. We need to get all their stadiums gone. Because if they can only hit with Koraidon, we're okay with that. Because that means they can hit every other turn. Okay. Let's see what we got here. They have 19 cards left. They only need 3 more knockouts. They only need 3 more knockouts. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Alright. Sacred Ash first. Give me everything back. Artazon. For Wiglett. Hilda. For... yeah. Those two. Ignite that bad boy. Do we go get a Drakloak? Is my only question. I say yes, because Countercatcher doesn't matter. And Artazon does, well, Artazon might matter. Artazon might matter if they knock our Artazon. Let's go grab a Drakloak. Finally. Took me gosh darn long enough, especially after stacking my bench with them. Come on, baby. Alright, let's keep this chain rolling. Drakloak into a Drakloak, and then can we maybe get, dare I say, a Drakloak? Maybe? Oh ho ho. They're gonna have it in their hand if I do that shit. They're gonna have a Sadim in their hand if I do that shit. Let's wait one more turn. Get 2 heads. Ah, dang it. Okay. Not great there. Not great there. There's another Area 0. So now it's literally just, if they knock the Artazon this turn with their jamming tower, then we are free to just use Neutralization Zone as we like. Because 2 of their, most likely 3 Pokemon. Oh, yes, and then we got them to Unrelenting Onslaught. Alright, so yeah, we have to put Neutralization Zone down here and hope and pray they don't have Jamming Tower in their hand. Okay. Alright. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. I think we Drakloak first. See what we can get here. Redeemable Ticket is quite nice. We like that. We like that. Because I think we prized one of our Ignition Energies. And getting a reversal out is nice too. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, so we'll Hilda first. Grab a Wugtrio and a reversal. Hold on to that Redeemable Ticket for a little bit later. Go boom. Go boom. And we hope, and we hope and we pray that we can take out their jamming tower on this mill. 1, 2. Dang it, dude. Ah, that's so frustrating. There goes 2 energies and a Crispin, though. Not bad. Because right now they can only hit for 30 with Unrelenting Onslaught. That's all they've got. Unless they have jamming tower in hand. They have 13 cards in hand. I wouldn't be shocked if they had their jamming tower. But man, it'd be nice if it was one of these 2 cards or one of these 11 cards. That'd be sick. Because it has to be if one of your other ancient Pokemon used an attack. So they would have to retreat into Bolt, use Burst Roar or Bellowing Thunder. And then they could use Unrelenting Onslaught for the knockout the next turn. But they cannot do it if they've Koraidon'd the last turn. It has to be one of your other ancient Pokemon. Them using Unrelenting Onslaught instead of Raging Bolt there was so huge. So huge. Boss up whatever you want, man. I don't care. I do not care. We're chilling now. We're chilling now. Okay. They gonna Burst Roar? That'd be so funny. So I'm wondering if they're gonna Bellowing Thunder, if they're not gonna read the card. Because if they Bellowing Thunder here, they can Unrelenting Onslaught next turn. But if they don't Bellowing Thunder here, they can't. They could also Burst Roar, and that would also fulfill that. Teal Dance. Use Teal Dance. Please use Teal Dance. Please use Teal Dance. Make it so that if I hit 3 heads, I just win. Please use Teal Dance. Okay, so they are Bellowing Thunder. They're smart. They're smart. For no energies. Okay, so yeah, that should work for him. That should work for him. Alright, let's see if we can grab ourselves an Air Balloon. There's a Gravity Gemstone. We don't need that. We do need a reversal in the future, though. And that can be the reversal that we attach to and then retreat off of. Never mind. Never mind. Tee-hee-hee. Don't even have to use it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's attach there so that if they do some other funky shenanigans, we're ready for them. Two heads here. Just give me 2 heads, please. 2, 1. No! That was the only thing you couldn't do there to me. That was the only thing you couldn't do. Come on. At least now they're down to 9 cards, but like... That was not the time to have an 0 for 3, bro. That was not the time to have an 0 for 3. Come on. That might have just lost us the game. Yeah, because now they can just hammer in for the knockout no matter what. So we have to hit all 3 heads here now. Wow, dude. Wow. I'm speechless. Jesus Christ. This is why I don't play Wugtrio. I like it, but like, man, when it fucks you hard. That's crazy. Alright. It's all right here. Do we get 3 heads or do we not? Nope. We got 2. So we literally just got 1 heads last turn, we would have won. And there's their jamming tower. If we literally would have just got 1 heads last game, last turn. That's crazy. All right, we got to get one game in where the coins are flipping for us. 1 more game. That's crazy. All right. Well, those last couple games have kind of really pissed me off, but that's okay. It happens. We were just literally a few 1 coin flips away from winning both of those games. It's just like, come on. Getting so close, too. Getting so close. Alright, we got a little Typhlosion action here. My favorite deck in the meta right now. Ethan's Typhlosion. In fact, just last night, you can check out the stream, I finished 5th overall in an online tournament of like 160 players or something with my Ethan's Typhlosion list that I made a video on last Friday, around that. So if y'all want to learn about Ethan's Typhlosion, go check out my video or go watch the stream, because I played it pretty alright. I finished 6-1, 5th overall, so we take that. Oh, Ethan's Typhlosion with Fuecoco. Huh. Straight into Iono. I just need a new hand. Give me a Buddy-Buddy, please. That's not a Buddy-Buddy Poffin. But I will Gravity Gemstone, I think. And just make it annoying for this guy to get out of the active, maybe? Item locking me is not that big of a deal right now. We're getting up and going real slow. I'm tempted. I don't know if I should. You know what? Let's do it. Let's make it annoying for them. If they want to get that Cyndaquil out, they're gonna have to give up some shit here. Screw it. Alright, there's a Quilava down. So they can hit us for 40, and then they have a 2 retreat costs currently. Another Cyndaquil down on the bench, another Cyndaquil down on the bench, and Ethan's Adventure. Very nice. I love this deck so much. It's such a fun deck. I'm like, because I'm getting up and going so slowly too, I can't do much here. Maybe I could have just attached retreated into a Cleffa, but then that would have meant that I didn't get down Wiglett. Okay, so I just can't see any energies at all. Sick. I mean, thankfully in this deck we know what they are. We know they're fire. But in other matchups, like with Raging Bolt, it matters. Like, it's really annoying that you can't tell what type of energies they're actually getting out of their stuff. Because you can do it on the battle log, thankfully. But what is this hand? Did I not put 2 Ignition Energies at the bottom of the decks, and then I Artazon, and then I got another one directly to the top? What are we doing here, bro? And we have like a decent amount of cards too that we just can't really do much with. Okay. Well, Dreepy's getting knocked out next turn. But my Colress doesn't help me at all here. Well, this is like the weirdest brick. I had the Iono and I was like, oh, I might be able to get out of it. And then just like, nope. Right into another brick. What is the Fuecoco here for? What does that even evolve into? That's it's like the fire alligator one, right? What is it? Skeledirge. Is that that EX? What does that one do? Like it's been a minute since I've seen a Skeledirge. 150 damage, heal 30 from each of your Pokemon, two fires, and then it's 270 minus 10 for each damage counter put on this Pokemon. Why do you have that in your deck? That's so random. Maybe there's a single prize one that I'm not aware of. Okay, I was like, if I don't top deck a Hilda, we're so done here. So done here. And even with that top deck of the Hilda, we're not looking good. But at least now we can take our time to just go get... Let's be proactive here. Let's go get a Cleffa. Plan on just Cleffa-ing next turn. Call that good. If we hit some heads here, sweet. If not, that's how we go. That's how it rolls. 2. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good start. It's a good start. 2 energies. There's the... Oh, it's the Steel type Skeledirge. Once you're in your turn, you may discard a basic fire from your hand. Oh, attacks are boosted by 60. Oh, that's sick. Alright, that's fun. That's a fun inclusion. Its attacks damage isn't affected by any effects. Oh, and then you have you can cut through, what's it called? You know, Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon with that. Does it hit? It doesn't hit for enough, but it would 2-hit KO it at least. That's kind of cool. That's a very interesting inclusion for Typhlosion. I'm assuming they're not going with any draw engine though. They're just doing that as like an attack booster, which again, I don't hate that. That's pretty dang cool. That's pretty dang cool. All right. Cleffa, up you go, my friend. So now if we don't top deck a Hilda like we did last turn, we can still do something here. Neutralization Zone, hell yeah, bro. That's sick. That helps me out so much. Thank you. And we really don't want to use an Ignition Energy. Let's knock it. Colress for Artazon. Call that good. Draw 3 cards. Hey, there we go. 4 Ignition Energies. Jesus Christ. So now we just need to hit some heads here. And then we got a chance. Like, the reason I'm throwing Neutralization Zone out here is because it really does not matter. They have 2 Typhlosions fully set up, another one about to be fully set up. They're chilling. We have not come across a counter catcher, which is a little frustrating. But we really haven't come across much of anything, which is very frustrating. Hassel, thank you. I appreciate ya. Now we can go in for like a Dreepy here and just chill, you know. And then Hassel, get some cards, start stocking some stuff up. Probably that, right? Still no counter catcher, of course, but probably that. What we're looking at here. The reversal would have been nice, but we just have all of these ignitions in hand. I'm just like, well, whatever. Okay. And on we go. No way. Oh, I was like, are we going to get a 3-fer? That would have been crazy. 6 is great, though. 6 is huge. They run Deduction Kit. Wow. They run Deduction Kit. Huh. Wild. And Pokemon League headquarters. Okay. Bundle, Night Stretcher, Tool Scrapper. This is a wild list. I don't even know if they play any Brave Bengals. I think they run Big Air Balloon. But, oh, because he has a 3 retreat cost. Okay. I was like, but Air Balloon is 2. But if he's got 3, I guess that's fair enough. And they do have a lot of Stage 2 Pokemon. Okay, so they are 2 knockouts away. They have 14 cards left. We'll throw a Wiglett up there and hope. We always have an Air Balloon if we need to get it out. Nest Ball. They've already taken out 2 Wugtrios, so I think this would be a good time for a Sacred Ash, honestly. Unfortunately, as much as I would love a counter catcher, I think a Sacred Ash would be pretty cool. Get those babies back in, up the chances that we'll draw one. And Dreepy, you can come back as well. Artazon for a Wiglett, Nest Ball for a Wiglett, you know the dealio. Get them cards out of my deck. 4 Wugtrio in there. Can we get one? Can we get one? No, we cannot. Wait, yes we can. Yes we can. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Bye-bye to the Gravity Gemstone. I'm so sorry. Bye-bye to an Ignition Energy. I'm so sorry. But that's huge. That's huge. Alright, we got one. We got one. And that Hilda that was in the bottom of the deck is now shuffled back in. So that's good too. Alright. Hit me a heads. A heads or 2 heads would be sick here. Come on. Thank you. Alright. 1 heads is fine. 1 heads is fine. There goes an Ultra Ball, a Nest Ball, and another Energy. So, should be running pretty low on energies. But because they play the Skeledurds, it makes me think they have a lot more than they would typically. But they haven't attached one in quite some time. So that's also why I'm like, okay, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have energies. Because my plan is eventually, hopefully, to get Skeledurge up. Well, I mean, that's going to have to be next turn, I guess. Yikes. Gonna have to get a good ass top deck here. They have 10 cards remaining, so we need at least 1 more turn after this turn to have a chance. Let's see what we can do. Let us see what we can do. Hassel's pretty big here. Let's again get something out of our deck that we don't want to be there. This time a Dreepy. What would be great here? What would be great here? Xerosic is nice for next turn. And then we'll Hassel this turn. Yeah. Wow. That sucks. Alright, Drakloak's good. Countercatcher's good. So we get Sacred Ash. Okay, and then it'll all be on this Drakloak. I mean, we do have a counter catcher, so thank God we bought ourselves potentially another turn. But if we can just get a Wugtrio here... no. We put this Dreepy down this turn, right? Yeah. Did not get a Wugtrio here. We could Ignition and dig a little and potentially discard the top card of our opponent's deck. Let's Sacred Ash. Probably should have done that first and just because they only have 1 prize card left. We don't need many more. It would have been just nice to get another one in there. Let's end our turn. I don't want to dig a little. I want to dig a lot. And they have a switch. All right. Good game. Once again, came down real close. Typhlosion's just better. There's better. They can get their stuff up and going quick. But unfortunately, that'll be all of our gameplay for today. As you can see, Wugtrio is not a consistent deck. Sometimes you'll get it going really, really good. Sometimes you will not. But let's throw it back to the other tie. And that was Wugtrio gameplay. I don't think I've ever had a video where I've included 3 games that were losses. But at the end of the day, we were so close in all of those. We were just a few coin flips going our way from winning at least 2 of them. The Crustal one, they might have still beaten us, but that Bolt and that Typhlosion, we absolutely should have won. If we or we could have won. If we just had, I believe, 1 more heads in each of those games, I think would have done it for us. So that's just like, oh, that's so frustrating. But that's how it goes. That's how Pokemon goes. It's devastating. The app sucks. We all know that, and that doesn't help. So I'm just going to blame everything on the app. And I'm going to say that I think in real life, this Wugtrio deck is going to be better. I think it's going to be better than what y'all saw here. But I also think that the gameplay shows that this deck does get up and going pretty damn consistently. It's just the attack that's not very consistent. I mean, essentially every single game, if we had just milled a few more cards, we would have won. So realistically, if we just flipped a few more heads, we would have won like nearly every game today. And that's just kind of what I think Wugtrio is. Every once in a while, you will feel like the most powerful Pokemon player ever when you flip 3 heads and you get to go discard the top 9 cards of your opponent's deck, just nearly a sixth of their entire deck. And you'll go directly from that to the next turn flipping 0 heads and feeling like the worst, most powerless Pokemon player ever, because likely your Wugtrio got knocked out and that whole turn was just for nothing. So if you can take that kind of just emotional oscillation, Wugtrio is absolutely for you. I would never play this deck to anything more than a challenge. I think local casual tournaments and maybe a challenge would be applicable, but I'm never playing this to a cup. I'm certainly never playing it to a regional. But man, it is fun when you're flipping heads. That's just the thing. You gotta be flipping heads. I love a deck that uses a couple cards that flip heads, like a Crushing Hammer or a Pokemon Catcher, something like that. But man, when every single turn you're having to roll 3 dice to determine if your attack does anything, that just doesn't feel the best. Because you know there are going to be times where you hit 0. And that just hurts. What do y'all think about Wugtrio Mill? Are you kind of like me and just think it's fun but not a very serious deck? Or are you trying to make this thing work? Let me know. And thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys if you're still here. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified when I post videos or go live, hit that notification bell. I do stream every Tuesday and Friday at 6. I've started to do tournament streams on Tuesdays if you want to see me play a little bit more competitively. And yeah, just thank you guys so much. If you want to support me even further, you can become a channel member, get early access to videos, have special emotes in chat on the streams, and if you join at a certain tier, you get a special Totodile Gang card. So check that out if it's of any interest to you. And a huge shout out to my current channel members, Plus Ultra G, Wes Reacts, Justin G, Chef Husky, and Dominices. Y'all are genuinely too kind. Can't thank you guys enough for helping me do what I do and continue to do it. So yeah, thank y'all. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic week. And I will see y'all very soon. Peace out.